So I wanted to play Capcom vs. SNK Pro, but it wasn't released in North America on the Dreamcast. So there was no North American version, and I'm out of luck, right? Am I? Am I really?
Capcom.
What you're seeing is Capcom vs. SNK Pro running on a PlayStation 1. Nobody believed what you see. It's true! This awesome Dreamcast intro is a choppy video file running on PlayStation. You see, when you're making fighting games on PlayStation that weren't meant for PlayStation, there are a few complications along the way.
Capcom versus SNK. Capcom versus SNK.
Mostly loading. But mostly a lot of visual flair in this game is gone. How much of it? Well, we're going to load up arcade mode and you're going to find out in the first 10 seconds.
Which room do you
We're not looking at a bunch of TV screens anymore when we're picking our groove select. For this one, I'm going to pick Capcom groove, because I did SNK groove last time.
form up your team?
Unlocking characters in Capcom vs. SNK 1 was a pain in the butt. They were expensive, and some of the characters you had to fight in arcade mode in order to earn the right to unlock them. Pro makes everything so much easier. And faster, for that matter. And they threw in a few more characters to sweeten the pot. Mostly Dan and Joe, the winners of the Millennium Fight, if you'll remember. They earned the right to be on this roster. You know who else? This character is much easier to unlock, Akuma. I haven't done an Akuma playthrough for this channel yet. Figured it'd be for this game. We're playing it on normal. I hope you like loading screens and blank artwork, because that's what you're getting while you wait for your match. You're also getting color edits. The original Capcom vs. SNK had a color edit mode. Despite the limited palette, they gave you the capability to do so. And with that, we have Super Saiyan Blue Akuma. And a blurry Akuma whenever he's in his killing aura.
Final round fight.
So with Akuma, every final round is his final round. If you pick a Ratio 4 character like Akuma, he is your one and only. And once again, loading screen to wait for the victory screen. Which characters are now diamond portraits as opposed to the full portrait being visible.
Decide the order of about. Show me your best.
Here I go!
Round 1 fight.
Basically, a lot of the visual flair in this game is gone. Stage intros are gone.
Hamadi.
There is
Round
loading
2
for every
fight.
character, but it's honestly not as bad as waiting for the actual match.
んたの悲鳴聞かせてもらうわ。
Round 3.
Obviously, the voiceovers are a little crunched, but again, this is what you had to do to be on PlayStation. Capcom games are definitely hit and miss. Especially the games with Marvel characters in it. But viewpoints are strict in this game. They want you to be as flashy and as fuck you as possible.
Final
They award you a
round,
ton of
fight.
points for getting a counter finish. Whether you're countering someone's super or you're countering a special move with your own super. They don't want you to just be by the books. They don't like that. So if you finish someone with a punch, it's like you're gonna lose points. You need these for secret fights later. And they want to make sure that you earn them. Probably not going to, but stranger things have happened.
Yourself.
King and Yamazaki, that's a weird enough team.
Round 1. Fight.
Like, if you want the secret fights, you essentially have to play a perfect game. A perfect game and then some. That's gonna be hard to do considering this is Yamazaki. Well then. That's how it's gonna be. Alright. I will press the start button. So what does that do? Pressing the start button after your final round victory skips the victory screen and the order selection screen.
Round
You get
1.
straight to the next fight. It's kind of a shortcut, if you will. But like I said, counter supers, or as they're known in Capcom vs SNK 2, they're known as finest KOs. You basically need as many finest KOs as possible if you want any secret fights. So finishing someone normally with a super ain't gonna cut it. But anywho, color editing leaves a couple of complications. Again, you're working with a limited color palette, which means Akuma's symbol on his gi, which is normally red, gets changed to cyan due to the fact that the symbol is on the exact same plate as his hair color. Anyway, Dan Hibiki. Dan Hibiki is Dan Hibiki. Weak character, weak moves. At least he has new sprites like Ryu, Ken, and Akuma do. That kind of had to happen.
Round 2, fight.
Alright, Gary. Not that kind of game. Nothing you can really get off of your Katsu, but it's still a move you're gonna need for later. Obviously, I can land that uppercut, but you really need to set that up.
Final round, fight.
There we are. You know, we're worried with that low health. Because with Akuma, you are essentially trading all the aggression in the world, and in exchange, they give you low stamina. Even at ratio 4, eventually your damage is going to catch up to you. But we're here now. Your final boss on the Capcom side is Geese Howard. And Bison was a bit of a pushover. He threw his lackey at you, it's nothing. Bison himself, whatever. He's not that hard. Geese Howard is the opposite. He brought some of his SNK boss syndrome DNA with him. I've had a few practice runs with Akuma, just a little bit of practice, just to know exactly what to do.
Round
but
1.
This is still going to be a trial. Every time I jump, it's going to be air Tatsu. Okay. Geese's favorite thing to do is air fireball, and it propels him upward, making it harder to punish and meet with your own air fireball. Unless you air Tatsu. Thank you, Geese. Okay, not proud of that. Not good enough health for what awaits us next. It's Geese again. The only difference here is now he will use his super. It's the same Geese you fought in round 1, other than that. his Raging Storm hurts. You don't want to get hit by his Raging Storm. You don't want that. So we'll just do a quick retry. All right.
I'll stay my house with your bride.
Attempt number 2.
Round 1. Fight.
So yeah, typical Geese fare is here, Reputin's here, here Fireball I mentioned, counter moves, Raging Storm in the second round. Mostly I'm just trying to be very basic with him. Like, there are a few good strategies if you're coming to this with Akuma. You either stick to that strategy or you get thrown to the ground.
Final round. Fight.
Oh, so lucky. Now he has no meter. Basically, you don't want to throw fireballs on the ground. They'll roll through, throw you, hijinks. There we are. Buddy, you and I have different understandings of what the code of the Street Fighter is, and needless to say, Geese doesn't take losing lying down. He takes it falling off the top of Geese Tower. So, the canon has changed. The final match of the Millennium Fight took place, but one of the teams were missing. The team in third place stepped up. And apparently, we won that match? So, fire over at Geese Tower, much less hazardous than, say, a volcano causing earthquakes. It's a bit more sensible than that. Also, Geese Howard is missing from the incident, and we'll never see him again. But that's Capcom vs. SNK Pro running on PlayStation. It's a better port than most of the games that came to PlayStation. Because in the case of some of the games with Marvel and Capcom characters, your X-Men vs. Street Fighter, your Marvel vs. Capcom, they aren't tag games. They're one-on-one affairs, and you have a striker in between. This one was a decent port. It was kind of done later in the PS1's life cycle. And, well, there would be a Capcom vs. SNK 2. And it would be out by the time this game arrived on PlayStation. So you kind of have to ask yourself, what was the point? But, like I said, it's still a good port. Pro's probably the way to play CVS1 because it's just easier to unlock stuff. It's not the same system, but at the same time, it's Capcom vs. SNK. It was nice to do this as Akuma, just different and fun. And once again, we have to roll back to the SNK side for our next game. Because we're going to a platform that you probably aren't expecting for the next game. Who am I kidding? This is SNK we're talking about. You basically have one or two options.